Artificial intelligence is absolutely leveling the playing field. If you know how to use the right prompts, the right softwares, the right AI, you can absolutely make $10,000 in the next 30 days. I'm gonna show you how I would do it. All right, this is my friend ChatGPT over here. And number one thing is we always have to be polite to ChatGPT, not because I'm Canadian, but because one day we never know when AI is gonna turn around and get us. So here's what I would do to start creating a $10,000 offer. Typically, and I think this is the same for any price point offer, I wanna create an offer that is so valuable that people will be like, of course I would give you $10,000 for this. Take my money. Mom, where's my wallet? So here's what we're gonna do is first we're gonna ideate with ChatGPT what would be worth $10,000 that would be so easy to sell, even if it was just to one person. You could sell one person, one thing for $10,000, or we can create multiple things. And if it's a $2,000 offer, we have to sell it to 5 people. If I have to do math more than that, I might not do math very well in public, so we're gonna keep it at that. So let's say you're a person that you help high performers with their health. So first of all, we're gonna need to figure out what's the offer and who is your audience. Which to answer that, we first need to know who you are and what makes you different from the rest. So I'm gonna talk to ChatGPT. I always like to talk to it instead of type because I can talk a lot faster than I type. Enough that you guys tell me in the comments to not talk so fast. Well, listen faster, just who I am. Hey, I am a coach for high performers and I want to create an offer that is disruptive, polarizing, and non-obvious. See, I can never trust this. When people ask me, why do you use this Google Chrome extension to dictate instead of the native ChatGPT thing? Because it betrayed me. I was told to try it again and it still betrayed me. Fooled me once, never fool me again. Take 2. Hey, I am a health coach for high performers and I want to create an offer that is $10,000 that they would look at and salivate over and go, absolutely, take my money. I need that. Mom, where's my wallet? No brainer to buy that. I want to make sure that this offer is different than any other offer out there and that I am positioned myself as a different service provider than any other kind of like health coach down the block. So we need to make sure that my hook is very disruptive, polarizing, non-obvious, and that we are reaching a very specific demographic inside of this audience of high performers. And we want to attract high performers because A, high performers will likely have the money to be able to invest in something like this and also the enthusiasm to invest in something like this. They're not going to be the couch sitters who are on their mom's couch and will never be interested. So can you please help me come up with what is my unique hook and angle and who is the specific demographic that I'm speaking to advertise this offer to? All right, here we go. Let's see what it came up with. Interesting. Okay, so we wanted to tap into high performers. Here it's saying burned out biohackers, entrepreneurs scaling to 8 figures. They got money. Hopefully. Wealthy founders post-exit. That's a demographic. Yep. Elite coaches and consultants. The healthy one with a silent decline. Okay. You're not burned out. You're under recovered. The 10K body audit for people who think they're healthy but aren't. But if they think they're healthy, they probably wouldn't have the pain point to buy this. So nope, ChatGPT, you're wrong. Fix the biochemistry behind your burnout before it costs you your next level. That's interesting. Your business has a funnel. Your body doesn't. CEO state. I like that. Build a body that closes deals. That attaches it to money. I like that. High ticket health, your hormones called, they want equity in your business. Okay, I like this one the best. So here's what I'm gonna go through is I'm gonna put this into ChatGPT and say, we're choosing this one. What we've done is we have the unique hook here and we've called out specifically who we're talking to. Can you please help me come up with the stack that would be included in this offer? I wanna make sure that if I'm selling it for $10,000, they look at this and think, whoa, that is worth $100,000. And I want you to go wild with what could be included in this stack. Like, I want you to go P.T. Barnum thinking. We can go wild and we'll figure out the fulfillment after, but give me all the options for things that could be included in this that they would pay $10,000, but they could easily see this and go, that's nothing. That's peanuts compared to the value. See how I talk to it? People will ask, what's the prompt? How do I say this? I just say what I want and I will go wild with it. Again, see how I asked it for P.T. Barnum thinking? P.T. Barnum, the guy who was the movie The Greatest Showman was about, he had wild ideas. He had wild marketing. One thing I want to call out that I said in here is that let's go wild with the ideas and we'll figure out the fulfillment after. That doesn't mean that I'm going to promise things that I can't actually deliver on. I'm just ideating here and then I'm going to take the ideas and decide what I actually can commit to in this service. So we called it the 100K stack. but they're only paying 10K. So they feel like they robbed you. What a great feeling. Okay, so they get the executive lab panel. I know of someone who sells something like this, that it's a $10,000 program, but they get all this blood work, which makes it feel very customized. It is customized. It's personal to you, that they can check out their biomarkers, their hormones, nutrient panels, all the things. And because it's reviewed by a doctor, which is going to obviously cost more in the fulfillment, but they get so much personalized action. If there was like an axis of value and customization, if you want it to be cheap, inexpensive, you put it at the bottom here. But the more expensive it is, it's that they have more customization and more time and access. So we've given them this customization. Now the next thing is probably going to be more access, which I am right here. It's saying one-on-one health strategy incubator. So they're having one-on-one access to someone that is going to directly tell them what to do. Again, when you're trying to charge more for something, people pay for ease and speed. They could read a book on optimizing their health, but first of all, how long is it going to take them to read that book? If you're me, maybe fast. If you're other people, slow readers. So typically we want them to have something that they feel like, oh, I could read a book, or I can just talk to this person, they tell me what to do, and then voila, it's done. Like, would you rather walk to your vacation or get on a plane to your vacation? You might die along the way if you walk, so it's life and death sometimes. Private concierge access. This is great. Voxer or text access. They want to have the ability to be able to talk to whoever they need when they need it. On-call functional strategist. That's amazing. Your health coach is now your CBO, your chief body officer. Look how prestige that feels. Like, that's exclusive. That's amazing. CEO morning protocol kit. It's also a physical product. So also when there's physical products, there's a higher perceived value because they actually have something they can hold and that they have and is a physical reminder of the thing that they're doing. That's great. Neurofeedback. Okay, that just jumped it up even more in value because how valuable is your brain? The most valuable, I would say. So having something that's helping them with their brain, with their stress response, their mental clarity. Can you put a price on mental clarity, especially when it comes to this kind of demographic? So this is what I want you to think when you're creating your offer, and also use the prompt with ChatGPT of how do I sell it for 10,000 but make it seem like it's worth 10 times that. Think about all the ways their life is going to be improved in these kind of tangent areas too. We're talking about their health, which first might think, their weight and their muscles, but we're also now talking about their brain. The next problem to solve. Meal design, retreats, metrics, all the things. This is the bones of a really good offer. Now let's talk about how to sell it. Disclaimer here, sometimes this is where people will get overwhelmed with like, I have to create a sales page and I have to create a webinar and I have to do all these things. What if all you created was a Google Doc and a Stripe link? Let's start with that. What I would do here is I would ask for ChatGPT to put this into something that I could just put in a Google Doc that I can make a social media post about, and then on the back end, have a link for them to pay. So that's what we're gonna do. This is awesome. I love this offer. Can you please now write this into what I will put into a Google Doc to promote to people that will clearly outline the offer. I want the top of the document to have a hook that really calls out who it's for, why this is something that they need, that it's a must-have, not a nice-to-have, something that they will absolutely salivate over. I want the sub-headline to also be something that really resonates with their story that's going to allow them to keep reading. Then go into the offer while also explaining my credibility and who I am to sell this to them. And then also have some buttons along the way through the document that will provide some urgency and scarcity. So let's say I'm only taking 5 clients for this month and the program starts on June 1st. Let's also say on next month, it'll be $15,000 and they can join it right now for just $10,000. All right, let's see this. Build a body that closes deals. I love that. So see how the top of this calls out the exact customer that I'm trying to attract with this. And it's important to do that because we want to have push-pull language. I don't want to say, yeah, I can help you with your burnout, even if you are someone that is, living at your mom's house and sleeping on her couch every night. Like, this is for someone that, as you can see here, you've biohacked, you've green juiced, you've 75 hearted. Not everyone is doing that. Some people would look at that and go, no, that's not me at all. Great. I don't want to sell to them. We want to have the push-pull language that's going to attract the diehards and repel the naysayers. Introducing CEO state. I love this. Rewires your body like it's your next 7-figure asset. So see how there's these like trigger words all throughout the copy that is like a magnet for the right customer and repelling the wrong one. Only 5 spots for June. Prices raised to $15,000 July. Apply now. Love it. What I would do is I would copy and paste this into a Google Doc, edit it a little bit just to make sure that it's in the right voice and the right tone. Here we go. Apply for CEO state before the last spot's gone. And then that link can either go to book a call for something that's $10,000. Typically it needs a sales call to sell that. I wouldn't just directly go to a Stripe link. You need to have some communication with them first, but they can apply, get on the sales call, and have a Stripe link ready for you in the background. Now that we have this document ready, well, how do I get people to the document so that they can see it? We're gonna create some CTA posts. The first one that I like to do is actually what I call the interest list, that before I ever just go, hey, I have this thing, you wanna come buy it? I actually create demand before I invite people to it. What I like to do is create a post that goes a little something like this. I wanna create a post that is going to create curiosity and create demand for this offer. I wanna say something like, hey, I am thinking about creating a program for CEOs to help them build a body that closes deals. I want to take on 10 people in June. I want to tell them a little bit about the offer and then say, if I get enough interest, I'll do it. So comment elite below if you're interested. If I have enough interest, I'll do it. So I love creating these posts because then people get to raise their hand and I know that there's demand before I even have to put anything out there. I would go back and ask it to create a better hook for me there. I'll only take 5 clients, we'll start June. I'm still deciding if I'm gonna do this. Would you want in? Comment below. If enough people raise their hand, I'll build it. Awesome. So then I post that. I've done this many times before. It's awesome to see the demand. And if there isn't demand, guess what? Just go recreate some of the offer or test some different social media posts to see what people respond to and shift it a little bit. And then that way you haven't invested so much time and energy and money into creating something that no one wants. So let's say I posted that and I have bajillions of people that are like, oh my gosh, I would totally want this. This is the perfect timing. Take my money. First of all, I would send DMs to every single person that commented saying I'm in, and I would invite them to the sales page. So let's start with that. I will write the DM that I would send to them. Okay, let's say that I have a bajillion people that commented on the post saying that they want it, that this is perfect timing, they need this. Can you write the DM that I would send to them with the invitation to look at the Google Doc that I made and sign up? We can tell them that this is starting on June 1st and that I only have 5 spots. So if they're interested, give them that urgency to check out the link quickly. Let's also end the DM with a question so that it invites conversation and it isn't just a post and ghost. Love it. So I would just send that to all the people that raised their hand on that post. And then let's make one more as a post for the announcement of like, hey, I got enough interest. Let's do it. If you're interested, comment below. This is just going to be a typical 2-step post. Okay, now can you also help me write a 2-step post for my social media that we decided to do this? We got enough interest. So excited. We only have 5 spots and a handful of people have already applied. So if you're interested, we start in a couple weeks. Comment below with the muscle emoji and I'll send you the details and give them some good urgency in that post. So this is the post it came up with. This is awesome. It has a drop of whatever in the comments and I'll DM you the details. I also have another video on my channel where I dissected the science of 2-step posts. I have posted probably 1,000 2-step posts in my career and we'll show you the exact frameworks that are going to help you to be able to generate leads same day. So you can check out that video too. All right. So with these posts, you now have the leads coming in. Now we just have to sell them. Here's how I would do that. So on the Google Doc, there was an apply now. They go through a form and I don't get on the call with every single person. Sometimes people will fill out that form and they're not right for you. And we want to make sure that that form has the right questions to qualify or disqualify people. So let's actually ask ChatGPT for those questions. And then I'm going to show you what questions to ask them on the sales call to make sure that they're the right fit. Can you help me come up with the questions to put on the application form that is going to qualify or disqualify the right people? We're definitely looking for people that are proactive and motivated, are going to follow the program, and also people that can afford $10,000. If they can't, I won't lead them to have a sales call, but I can direct them maybe to another offer. So this is awesome. I love these questions, definitely great qualification questions. And if they pass the kind of test when it comes to the application form, next is getting on the call with them. Well, how do we take them from call to close? ChatGPT can help with that too. So I'm going to give you a list of questions that you should ask that are going to qualify, and then how to direct them respectfully to the sale. Respectfully? What if it's disrespectfully to the sale? Can you give me a sales call script for taking these leads from the beginning of the call to a close by the end of the call? Definitely want to ask them questions about why they want this, why they want to do this now, so that I can overcome the objection of time. I want to ask them what they've tried before so that I can overcome the objection of any other opportunity or alternative. I want to ask them a question about, at the end of this program, what would be an absolute win so that I can call back to that answer when I'm closing, and any other objection handling question that you can add in there. And then can you also write in a transition to close script for me? It's really important when you're on these sales calls is to make sure that they're doing most of the talking. A lot of salespeople will get this wrong, where they talk the whole time and they think that their job is to explain the offer to them. But a lot of the time, you ask the questions and you just shut up. You let them explain what they want. You listen, let them feel heard, repeat back to them what they said that they want, and then use that same language to transition into the sale. This is awesome. It's giving you the script of how to open, what questions to ask is going to help them overcome those objections. Like this one, why is this something you're wanting to solve right now instead of 6 months from now? Well, if they answer that right now and saying, well, I need this right now because I have a wedding next month. And then if at the end they go, I don't know, maybe this isn't right now. Well, wait a minute. Didn't you just tell me that you have a wedding next month that you need to be able to get into the best shape right now? Why wait? And so you're able to use their answers to really pinpoint why this is a good idea for them, why they really need this right now. And this is selling is serving. You're helping them to really understand why they need this. Why me? What have you tried? What happens if you don't fix this? That's a great answer. Define the win, because if you can define the win, you can help to even direct the fulfillment to make sure that they're getting what they want. In that case, if it's like, I need to get fit before this wedding, great. That's their biggest priority that you're going to communicate back. Why would you talk about like, oh, we got to make sure your hormones are in the right place if they never said that? They just want to be fit for this upcoming wedding. Awesome. It gave you a script here for transition, going through the walkthrough, close, and then even has some ways to help you overcome some of their objections. And if you guys want, as a bonus, I'll just take this entire ChatGPT conversation, all the scripts, all the prompts, and I'm going to put it into a doc for you so that you can just swipe them when you're building this for yourself. I'll add some other bonuses in there for you too. So this is what I would do to go make $10,000 in 30 days. When you go make that, feel free to take me out to lunch. I would love to. Comment below, share with me how much you made by using these steps, and be sure to subscribe because there's more where that came from and I can help you make even more.